Hello. Chaotic wanted me to make a tier list video, but I'm not really a fan of tier lists, so I'm gonna do more so like what I think the best classes are for which roles are currently. This is gonna be very biased, so it's all gonna be my opinions and what I think. Doesn't mean the other classes are bad or you shouldn't play them. I think overall in Trove, it doesn't really matter what the best is. Like obviously it's nice to have your good speed farmers and your good delve classes, but um, I think it's more about just what you want to play. So if you're forcing yourself to play a class you don't like, you're just going to end up getting burnt out and you're not going to like the game. So that being said, I will say for U11 speed farming right now, Boomeranger is by far my favorite, especially with bow. I'm not a big fan of melee at the moment, just because, let me grab out my melee. When you go melee, you have 5 bombs instead of boomerangs, and boomerang is really slow, so being able to catch that to get the movement speed bonus is kind of annoying, and it has such a long cooldown that's just like kind of pointless. So I don't like, I won't say I don't like it, but I just don't think it's efficient enough for me. So I stick with blast bow, because blast bow you can just clear curse skulls, everything, and you have range. It's just so nice. And then you have your boomerangs, which you just catch, you get your movement speed boost. So for how current meta is, I'd say Boomeranger is my favorite. I'd say Dino Tamer is also a insanely good class for farming U11. More so U10 though for flux farming. Super good, super fast, great splash. And then you can have full uptime with your ult and go fast while doing it. So I think Dino's a great speed farmer. I'm also going to say Shadow Hunter is a great speed farmer. Shadow Hunter lacks the splash, but it can tear through enemies. And it has the speed because of your dash roll now. Or your speed roll, sorry. So those are, I would say, are my top 3 for doing U11 fast. I'd say if you don't want to go fast but you want to kill, like earlier game, Solarian's really good, but most early game people wouldn't have it. Bard is also another great option. Very fast, not as consistent, but it does great damage. It's not the best at destroying boxes, to be honest, but it's very fast, very damagey, so I'd say those are my top 5 for U11. Solar's really only if you want to just tear through things but go slow. Vanguard is another honorable mention. He can tear through U11, just not as fast. Lunar Lancer, I'm gonna be honest, I never really liked Lunar Lancer. I still don't like it, but it is a very good class when you bring in the ring need for speed. Basically, when you do this, your R1, then your L2 on an enemy, you get need for speed, which makes you go insanely fast, which it just gives you the movement all you could ever want. So he's another great one for U11. I'm not a big fan of Neon Ninja anymore, but Neon Ninja was one of my favorite classes. Kind of miss it, but Neon Ninja, I'm sure it's still pretty good. You can make it work out. For delves, I've been using just Boomer just because I don't want to swap my gems back to my Solarian, but for delves, I'll say Solarian is, in my opinion, #1. You just have so much damage, you have the capability to do so much boss damage. You have great room clears too in deep depths, but Sage will do that better. It will just crash your game a lot. But overall, I'd say Sage and Solar are definitely the #1 and #2 delve carries right now. Tomb Raiser is a goat at speed clearing delves, especially earlier delves. You can just run through, let your skeletons kill everything, while you just run to the end. And then you can just like kind of chill back while you get just everything done. I'll say for like, in my opinion, like most useless classes are Knight, Chloral now. Gunslinger's pretty bad. Pirate Captain isn't the best. And yeah, Candy Barb is fun, but not very viable. It's viable, it'll work, it's just not a very good, it doesn't have a good niche, so it's kind of just there. But if you want to play it, play it. Draco doesn't do the best damage, but it's also not a horrible pick. Power Captain does decent damage in delves, but it's just not there with the speed, it's not there with anything else really. Rev is a monster, does great damage, so if you need a good class for clearing 11, this would be another good one. You're just super slow. You can also get speed spheres, which will just let you, when you have this, you can walk normal speed, because it slows you down a ton. But that'll tear through you 11. You'll pretty much just be one-shotting everything with your spheres once you build it. Another good like early game class to start with. Let's see. For running the end in Delves Down was one of my favorites. Otherwise, Boomer and Shadow are also very nice. Same with Neon Ninja. Bard's good for Bard swapping. You can... I don't have any of my ring effects active just because I've been on break for a while. But if you get Musical Master, then once you have all your 4 of these effects active at the same time, you can get the buff and then swap to your Solar or whatever, and then just start melting the boss. Bard swapping is very good for Leviathans and Delve bosses, all that. Fate Tracer can do some decent damage, but again, not my favorite. But I also think it's pretty good. Gunslinger, I miss old days when Gunslinger was top tier in Delves, or sorry, not Delves, Shadow Towers, for all the purple ones and all that. So it's kind of sad to see it at where it's at. I would expect that, like, either Pirate Captain or Gunslinger are probably going to be one of the next 2 to get reworked, I'd hope. And hopefully it's a good one. But, yeah. Other than that, I think, like, I'll say in general, Sage is just, like, pretty much just a go-to class for everything if you don't know what to do. If you need boss killing, it's not the best, but it's not horrible. It has great damage. You can have really good speed capabilities, especially once you get your L1s in, and you have Chill Out getting activated. Sage is probably the best clearer in Delves for the floors, killing all the enemies. You'll just crash a ton when you're sitting there melting everything. Sage is pretty good in U11, it's good everywhere. So, if you need a carry class, Sage is a pretty good carry class. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at for all the classes. Vanguard's kind of I don't know, Vanguard's a monster. Once you start building Vanguard, you can do crazy damage in U11. So, pretty much you can make any class work. It's just about what you want to play. But if you haven't tried Boomer out, this is definitely my favorite class right now, especially with bow. It's just super good. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say, so I'm just going to open some more boxes for now, because why not? I think this is really all I got. Mind the years, by the way. I will say, people have been curious how I got so many boxes in the other video. It was just for me donating a ton of gardening stuff, and then all my pearls, all my silver souls that I've been saving up for just a long time. So that's how I got all that. I do think these boxes are worth it if you have the extra mats to donate. If you don't do it. But if you do, go ahead. I think it's worth it. Oh yeah, I do have I've been working on trying to get a better boomerang, but for now I only have this C4, which is very painful. Crit hit, so it's useless. It has blast bow, so it could have been perfect. One could only just wish. And yeah, I'll see what I get from this, because why not? Rod, so the cheapest item. Tough. I'm not worried about it, I'll just save it for some other time. Let me see. Actually, I can open these too. I forgot about that. I guess I might as well just go over. So, some people might be curious. For me, I grabbed this up. 3% Magic Find is kind of huge, especially with how much Magic Find I have, but I grabbed that after I got this. And then I'm working on getting the 10% movement speed, or not 10%, the 10 movement speed here. And then I'm going to go full on up here into all the Magic Find. Just so I can pretty much just max out what I have. And yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know if it'll stay that way, but having extra movement speed and extra Magic Find is kind of huge when you're flex farming, so that's what I'm going for in terms of that. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say for classes. For my top three, I'd say Boomer, Shadowhunter Dino for farming, and then for Delves, I'd say Sage, Solar, and maybe Rev. In no order, but for Delves, Solar, and Sage are definitely dominating right now, so if you want a Delve class, those are one of the two you should spec into. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So, thanks for the idea, Chaotic, and hope it helps. Peace.